Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
Peace out, homies. I'm Mark Toady.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
Episode 56, to be precise, of the Parkland Podcast. And we have a great show for you. This is our post-4th of July edition, although...
We record before the 4th of July.
Yeah, July 2nd is when we're recording. So, did you like the fireworks?
Oh, I tell you what, we lit it up.
Oh, my gosh, they were so good. They looked amazing.
I fell asleep. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be
Yeah?
asleep before there's any fireworks.
I plan on really having a good showing on the 4th of July. And then the 5th of July, I'm going to go to one of the areas that are doing a public display, I think, and check that out. But we'll see. And again, we'll tell you all about that next week, even though it'll be old news on episode 57 of the Parkland Podcast. We're going to talk to the Big Door Coffee House. Is that right?
Jason Welker's going to join us.
Yes. Jason will be in the barn with us. And then we're going to talk to Justin Radford and Danielle Yilmaz about Babblin about Broadway Summer Lovin' and that event presented by Discover Farmington coming up. So much more here on this episode of the Parkland Podcast. It is sponsored by Parkland Pharmacy, Discover Farmington, Subway, Eat Fresh, First State Community Bank, Heimberger Construction, and the Farmington Water Park. We have not spoken since you last enjoyed the kettle beef and all the fun festivities at the St. Joe picnic.
It was a blast as usual. Our Catholic brethren and sisters put on a great show. Ate way too much chicken. Ate way too much kettle beef. Tried a little bit of the liver dumplings just to say I did it.
Yeah.
Ooh, once a year is enough on those, let me tell you. But it was a lot of fun. Went out Saturday night, listened to some of the music. Bought some things. Bought some canning jars for my next door neighbor. She likes to can food, so I bought some of those and got some Pasta House certificates in the silent auction. All in all, a good show. Great weather for the most part.
So if you take these jars to your neighbor, does that mean they come back with stuff in them?
If she wishes to do so, she can flat out cook.
You're not going to ask, but you're not going to
No.
decline.
I bought her 24 of them.
Uh-oh. Yeah. There you go. Well, we did our family vacation, went to Branson this year. Last year we ended up just, I think we just went to see family in Indiana because the podcast had just started. And, this year we decided we got to go to Branson, and we kind of did it last minute because we looked at our schedules and are like, okay, if we don't go now, it's going to be like into August, and the kids are already going to be back in school. Did 3 days at Silver Dollar City, did the summer pass, so we can go back, I think, until August 19th, which I think we're going to try to do that again. Stayed in Branson West this time. Normally we stay on the Strip like with everything, and we did Branson West this time. It was actually closer to Silver Dollar City and a heck of a lot cheaper. Now, the breakfast at the hotel was, it consisted of somewhat food.
Okay.
But the hotel was very clean. Pool was nice, and it was great because we could go hang out at the amusement park, come back to the hotel for like an hour or so, and then head back. The parking was free, so that worked out well. Ate mostly at Silver Dollar City, had the best meatloaf I've ever had in my life, and I could just go on and on about the food, but that's just me. And then Jonas, who his hero for many years has been Guy Fieri, and so we went to his restaurant, and he had a burger that changed his life.
Nice.
But kids had a great time. James loved it. Lucy loved it. And if you have any Branson, if you want Branson suggestions, I'm full of them. Just hit me up in the communication comment area. Also, too, wanted to give a shout out to young Ruby Mills, who is a fourth grader in the Central School District. And Ruby has raised over $2,000 in the last year selling cookies, and she's donating all that money to the backpack program in the Central School District.
Let's get Ruby on the podcast.
I know, right? But I wanted to make sure we gave her a shout out because I thought that was pretty impressive. And I think they said that the money she raised with her bake sales would feed 8 kids every weekend throughout the whole school year.
Ruby, if you come on the podcast, I'll buy cookies from you.
Okay, there you go. So congratulations to young Ruby Mills, a 4th grader at Central.
Shout out also to everybody who stood in line this past Tuesday, I believe it was. Got their tickets to Baby Boomers. They're
Yes.
on sale.
Yes, looking forward to that. Hits of the 70s is the theme this year. And Dr. Gilgore and I always have a good time hosting that event. So looking forward to that. Got any music trivia this week?
I've got trivia.
Okay, trivia.
All right, yes. Let's see here. Well, got sports and American trivia here.
Okay.
All right.
No
when
questions
will
about
America
highlight.
celebrate its 250th anniversary?
250 would be, oh God, I didn't realize it was a math question. So let's see, 1976 was 200. So what's the middle? I don't know, 36, 2046, 2050, I don't know.
He's not a math teacher.
Next year.
Thank you. Whoa, I'm glad we
Yeah.
got that on the podcast
Oh.
here.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
There is no truth to the rumor that Benjamin Franklin would rather have this as our national emblem rather than the bald eagle.
The turkey, right?
The turkey, yes, that's a myth.
That's
Total
a myth? That's not
Yes,
true?
That is not true.
Really?
Yes, I looked that up today.
What did it say, like, who
He
wanted?
preferred the turkey over the eagle as an animal, but did not recommend it to be the national emblem.
Huh.
So there you go.
Man, wonder what else we've learned about Benjamin Franklin over the years that isn't
Oh,
true.
we've learned a lot of things about Benjamin Franklin. All right, longest winning streak in the history of the St. Louis Baseball Cardinals is how many games?
Ooh. Well, they did, what was it, 17 a couple of years ago?
You tell me.
So I'm going to say they did like a 22-game winning streak once.
Should have kept with 17.
Oh, that was it?
2021. That was the correct
That was
answer.
the one. Dang it.
What year did the St. Louis Football Cardinals team move to Phoenix, Arizona?
Oh, was that 89?
Close. 88.
88. Oh, the only time I ever seen my dad cry.
And who holds the St. Louis Blues record for most points in a season?
Most points in a season. Ooh. I'll play it safe and say Bernie Federko.
A little too safe. Brett Hall.
Brett Hall, of course.
131 points in the 1990-91 season.
Boy, he was good.
He was not as good as his dad, but he was good.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So cool. I totally sucked at trivia this week, and I'm glad you guys got to enjoy my poor math
It
skills.
was a Branson hangover.
I guess so. Totally awesome radio stories. Anything coming to mind? Any remotes or things you did where you went out and it was like so hot you could barely do a broadcast, people wouldn't talk to you, stuff like that?
No, everybody talked to me.
Well, yeah, I know you don't have that problem. But do you ever remember like one where it was super hot or maybe some kind of freak rainstorm or hail or something like that?
I remember when we do that 1 week of high school football where we had a Thursday game and a Friday game.
Oh, yes.
And you were still in school at the time, but it was very cold, and we had just had a snowstorm. I think it was the first weekend in November, and it had turned to ice. And I'm in Hillsboro, and it was so cold, and we brought a space heater with us.
Uh-oh.
And we thought we were the stuff.
Yeah.
So we plugged in the space
theory.
heater and got nice, warm, and toasty, and we blew a fuse, and the whole press box went out because of us.
Yeah.
We were not popular.
Yeah.
We were not popular at that time. I do remember that. That's about as cold as I have ever been. And we had to get up the next day and go to St. Genevieve and do a game from Valley Catholic, which was not a heated press box either.
Right.
It was as cold as I've ever been.
Pretty much all of them have heat now, but only a few are air conditioned. Like Farmington's, the home press box side is air conditioned. The visitors, where you did all those games on KREI, that side is still unair conditioned. North County, there's a room that's air conditioned, but the rest of it is unair conditioned. And I think Central's fully air conditioned now.
I remember when I wasn't doing play-by-play, I did the PA for Farmington High School a couple of years. And I would get paid with pizza.
Yeah.
And then I talked to somebody who did the PA work for basketball, and they got actual money.
Right.
So, well, that's the end of me doing the football PA work.
Yeah, because football's the hardest.
Football is the hardest,
Oh.
and I still can't rationalize. I guess because there was like 5 or 6 people up in the press box, somebody doing the spotting,
Right.
somebody, but still, I said, if I wanted to work for slaves' wage, I'd go back to J98.
Whoa, hey! Ha ha! There you go. That worked out into a very nice, totally awesome radio story. Meet me at the county fair, the 151st annual St. Francis County Fair, happening July 31st through August 2nd. Mark Tody, the fair is always a good time. It's the perfect mix of entertainment and a way to showcase the hard work of the great farmers in our community.
And the youth, especially the youth. Live music, livestock shows, fair food favorites, rides, truck pulls, monster trucks, craft and vendor booths, and so much more. And oh yeah, a guy named Chris Cagle putting on what should be a great concert.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of great hits. The chicks dig him, and you will too. And that is included in your St. Francis County Fair gate admission. Plus, you also have Bigfoot's 50th anniversary, the monster trucks coming to town. And those rides will be set up. In fact, they're going Wednesday through Saturday. And you can get those all-you-can-ride armbands for 4 hours of fun for just $20 in advance, $25 at the gate. So much happening at the 151st Annual St. Francis County Fair.
It's easy to find right off Highway 67. Bring your whole family and have fun, whether it's the monster trucks or the concerts or the rides or just the food, or just want to check out the livestock exhibits. You won't be bored, and it's a great way to spend the evening or the whole week.
Check them out on Facebook, St. Francis County Fair, or find them online. Meet me at the County Fair, the St. Francis County Fair, July 31st through August 2nd.
And thank you to Discover Farmington for all the hard work they did in helping put it together.
Let's talk pharmacy. Parkland Pharmacy. They are at parklandrx.com. Small town pharmacy at their finest. They are so organized. They have so many great services. They're more than just a place to get your prescriptions, Mark Tody.
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to Julie Berghaus. She called me the other day and she goes, "What's that stuff that you like so much?" I said, "The Emergency." And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm going to order some of that. You want me to get you some?" I said, "Absolutely." And
Yeah.
She didn't have to do that, but that's the kind of great one-on-one customer service that they offer. They get to know their customers, what they like and who they are, and they will go the extra mile for them. So I love everything about that pharmacy, and that is why they are my hometown pharmacy.
Got to use 2 fingers if you want to scroll up or down.
I'm looking at their Facebook page while you were doing that.
ParklandRx.com is the website. Their delivery is fantastic, and all the special services they offer as well is really what makes them second to none. Check out Parkland Pharmacy today, the official pharmacy of the Parkland Podcast.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Here's your latest news on the Parkland Podcast.
St. Francis County Sheriff Jeff Kreitz has released a list of calls for June of 2025 for his department. A total of 1,842 calls for service through St. Francis County Central Dispatch.
The City of Bonne Terre and City Council want to inform citizens of Bonne Terre that the Bonne Terre Senior Nutrition Center, through sound financial management by center staff, city administration, and elected officials, is healthy financially. This statement made on Facebook comes as a Facebook rumor was spread that kitchen staff and other employees of the Bonne Terre Senior Center were about to be laid off. The City of Bonne Terre wanting to get that information out.
Well, the Missouri Governor, Mike Kehoe, has vetoed $300 million in general revenue and restricted $211 million more in spending from the state budget. That's according to numerous media sources. The governor cited rising capital state spending, tax cuts, and disaster relief costs as reason for the vetoes and restrictions. The cuts eliminated or reduced numerous earmarks added by lawmakers despite a current state surplus. Some lawmakers disagree with the assessment of the state's financial situation and the need for such extensive cuts.
It's summertime, and that, of course, means construction. Good news for Park Hills residents. Their big construction project at Main Street near Casey's is now complete and open. However, the roundabout construction in Deloge is fully underway, and State Street and Highway 8 are closed at that intersection, and lots of congestion happening as they rework that very busy intersection. Construction still going on and expected to be wrapped up by the end of the summer on Bonne Terre on Highway 47, and the Berry Road Bridge should be completed in the next 2 weeks.
And work is continuing on improvements to the Farmington Civic Center. They include work to the pool area and the upstairs workout room. That work is expected to continue for the next month or so.
And that's your latest news right here on the Parkland Podcast. Subway, eat fresh. Oh, man, what a great way to get that great sandwich on the run, get the cookie, get all the deliciousness available at Subway. You go there once a week, don't you?
Absolutely. Got to see my girls. They are awesome. The guys are okay there too. But those girls, they put a capital C in customer service, and I love the food. And let's face it, other than barbecue, nobody really wants to slave over a hot stove this time of year when it's 90 degrees with 80% humidity. Get a nice big old Subway sandwich from Subway, maybe a salad, or heck, grab one of their pizzas, and you will be so happy, and you'll be eating healthy.
I'm really feeling a Subway club right now with lettuce and cucumbers. That makes it kind of summery. And
put a couple
mustard.
Jalapenos on it. Really wake up the flavor. It's a great place to go and eat. And again, I go to the Farmington store. You will love the folks that work there.
Subway of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center, downtown Park Hills, and inside the inside the Deloge Walmart Super Center. Subway, eat fresh, sponsoring the podcast. Hey, want to welcome back, sponsoring the Parkland Podcast again this summer, the Farmington Water Park. They were one of our very first sponsors a year ago, and they're back again, but it's the same old family fun that you have enjoyed for many, many years in Farmington.
And it really is family fun. Whether you just want to take a quick leisurely trip down the lazy river, unless you want to stand underneath the big bucket and get doused when it tips over on you, or maybe take a few laps in the little lap pool that they have there, or just lounge on the side of the pool and watch the kiddos have fun and frolic in the water. It is an awesome, amazing place to be.
And kids 2 and under are free. 3 to 11 are $7.50, and $8.50 again is still the rate for ages of, let's see, it says 12 to 61. Mark, you can get that senior discount where you get $1 off your admittance into the ballpark.
Yeah, and don't forget about the splash pad either. That's free as well. That is free.
Yeah.
Your kids will absolutely love it.
Always a good time, open 7 days a week.
And don't forget to call the Civic Center or City Hall and find out about renting out the water park for an after-hours party, too.
Man, having the water park all to yourself, unbelievable. Oh, too, don't forget about those special twilight rates.
Yep.
After 4 o'clock each day, they drop $1 off the admission in every group. So check it out, 756-0900. Follow them on Facebook just so you know for sure the water park is open on the days you're planning to go. But check it out, Farmington Water Park and the River's Edge Splash Pad, proud sponsors of the Parkland Podcast. Here are your events. They are presented by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Hey, there's a big downtown block party coming up on the 11th, starting at 7 o'clock, featuring Mountain Mischief. It's being put on by Discover Farmington.
Disney's High School Musical, The Musical, performing at Mineral Area College July 17th through the 20th.
The Leadington VFW is hosting a Renaissance Fair July 18th through the 20th from 10 to 2 each day.
The Dive-In movie featuring Jaws, July 19th, 6:30 at the Farmington Water Park.
Movies in the Park in Long Park in Farmington, July 24th. You can see E.T., then go home.
Big River Chautauqua returns to Bonne Terre July 24th, 25th, and 26th indoors at the Bonne Terre Auditorium. Food at 4:30, program at 6, presenters at 7 each night. This year's lineup features Steve Jobs on Thursday, Mary Curry on Friday, and Albert Einstein on Saturday.
Babblin about Broadway, Summer Lovin', July 25th through the 27th at Long Hall in Farmington. Also, Employment Breakfast being put on Friday, July 25th, starting at 7:30 by the Friends in Action Clubhouse. You can learn how partnering with the Transitional Employment Program at Friends in Action can benefit your company.
The annual Baby Boomers Show returns to the First State Community Center. Hits of the 70s, August 1st, and 2 shows August 2nd. Tickets on sale now for $15 each.
The county fair kicks off July 31st, runs through August 2nd. Chris Cagle in concert. There's monster trucks and a good old boys truck pull.
And Carnival rides Wednesday through Saturday at the event. Downtown Block Party returns, presented by Discover Farmington in Farmington on August the 8th.
Don't forget about the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament. It's going to be held at Crown Point. It's on August 15th, 11 o'clock start. You can get a hold of the Chamber. They will be glad to get your team registered. And then mark your calendars for Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, September 19th and 20th, downtown Farmington.
Those are your events. They are powered by Discover Farmington. Find out about local events, even book a wedding or day trip today at discoverfarmingtonmo.com. The Friendly First is First State Community Bank. They stuck their name on a very big building in Farmington, and that's because they're all about the community.
Well, they put the community in First State Community Bank for that very, very reason. They are wonderful people. Shout out to Tanya Thomas, who is at every event
she's
there
all over.
is. And if she's not, Kristen Scooter is as well, or Andy Buchanan is. They are just some really good people. They have every financial service you could want. And you can kind of bundle when you go to First State Community Bank. You can get a home loan. You can start a checking account. You can start a savings account. You can get automobile insurance. You can get car or home insurance. You can do everything at one convenient location. And if you do that, you also get a little bit of a discount on what you pay because you're bundling. So definitely check out First State Community. We talk about all their community service, which is great. But when it comes to the business of banking, you know what? They're pretty good there, too.
They have all the tools. Find them online, fscb.com. The official bank of the Parkland Podcast is First State Community Bank, Member FDIC. Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. Heimberger Construction has done some amazing work in not just the Parkland, but the region.
Yeah, they're all over the Midwest. They do high-quality work using the best materials. And best of all, you've got Jennifer Heimberger, who kind of headlines things and gears everything up. She'll sit with you. She'll find out what your plans are, what your wants are, what you're building toward, and she will get you the right products, the right building. So if you're adding on, if you're making a new addition, Heimberger Construction, they're the folks you want to see.
And they sell Butler buildings because they are the best metal building system on the market and the only building that has the pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. HeimbergerConstruction.com has all the examples locally of the great work that they have done, and the list just keeps growing and growing. If you need construction work done, you need to contact Heimberger Construction today since 1978. Again, learn more at HeimbergerConstruction.com. It is the birthday segment here on the Parkland Podcast. Make sure you message us on Facebook or TikTok or shoot us an email or maybe even Instagram or stop Mark Toady whenever he's grocery shopping, and he'll write that down in his little notebook and make sure that we wish you a happy birthday. And here are your birthdays for the week of July the 7th.
Just have one for Monday, but it's an awesome one. Lily Horton celebrates a birthday, one of my favorite human beings. Her mom and dad, Bailey Joe's Barbecue, and would wish her a very happy birthday. She is an awesome young lady. You could probably stop by Sticks and Steins and wish her a happy birthday one day this week. I know she would appreciate it. So, Lily, happy birthday to you. I think you're wonderful.
Happy birthday to Jesse Cole, celebrating a birthday on Monday. Katie Johnson with a birthday as well. And former state senator candidate Cindy Buckite Cordaway with a birthday on Monday as well. What about Tuesday, July the 8th?
A lean, mean golfing machine gets it from his dad, Shyler Seymour. Happy birthday wishes to you, buddy. I've known him since he was about born.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Shyler.
He's got a lot of good memories when he was a kid of J98.
Probably more than we do, but that's beside the point. Happy birthday, Shyler.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Eric Herzog. Eric is married to Mandy.
Yes.
A Deloge legend, no
Right.
doubt. Happy birthday to you, Eric. Hope you're doing well. Allie Savage, one of the Savage girls celebrating a birthday. Miss Allie, she's going to get married here in the next year or so. Happy birthday to you from your fiance and your two sisters and all of your family. And Donna Freer just got married herself in the last year or so. Happy birthday to you, Donna Crystal, I believe is her new name.
Okay.
But she's wonderful. Happy birthday to you, Donna.
Happy birthday to retired North County teacher Gail Agers. Miss Agers, happy birthday to you. I think I had it on my notes last year, future teacher. Now she's got a year under her belt, Brianna Whaley. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Whaley. And Ann Anderson always did a good job with VFW things in the area. Ann celebrating a birthday on Tuesday. What about Wednesday, July 9th?
Wednesday, banking legend Becky Thompson. Happy birthday wishes to you, young lady. Did a lot of great work with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce as well as a lot of other good causes. Becky, hope you're doing well. Happy birthday to Vicki Huff. Vicki, hope you are doing fantastic. I'm sure Chuck is going to take you out somewhere super nice for your birthday on Wednesday. And my buddy Ronnie Sales celebrating a birthday. King of the Elks. Happy birthday
King
to
of
you.
the Elks.
King of the Elks. The Farmington
What a
Elks.
title.
Happy birthday to you, Ronnie. Hope you're doing great.
I haven't eaten at the Elks in forever, but we've been practicing. Lucy's softball team's been practicing in the field, so I've been smelling it lately, and boy, it smells good.
At the Deloge Elks or Farmington?
Farmington.
Farmington, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good food there.
Okay, I have none for Wednesday, so let's skip ahead to Thursday now. Who's your birthdays for July the 10th?
Thursday, Candace Smith celebrating a birthday. Candace, happy birthday to you. I've known her since she was Well, just a little squirt. Now, she's a big squirt. Happy birthday wishes to you. Shelley Marler, happy birthday to you. Her and her husband are the owners of one of the best food trucks in the area, Concessionaire.
Yes.
Extraordinaire. And she's also an Edward Jones person. Happy birthday to you, Shelley. And Leslie Fishback. Leslie, I wish you a happy birthday every year. Why should the podcast be any different? Hopefully, Mark will take you out somewhere real nice for you celebrating your 27th birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, to be 27 again.
Again being the key word.
Happy birthday to a former student of mine, and I'm not sure what his title is at KFMO B104, but he's working his way up the ranks. Mr. Jace Odell, happy birthday, buddy. Hope you have
the
a
future
great day there.
of KFMO.
The future of KFMO B104, Jace Odell and his cool hair. Emily Plyler, North County Middle School band teacher with a birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday, Emily. What about Friday, July 11th?
Friday, one birthday to pass along. Leslie Breeze, happy birthday wishes to you, young lady. Her and her family live right up the street from me. So, Leslie, I used to see you all the time at the Civic Center, but I haven't seen you lately. Hope you're doing well.
She's waiting for the construction to clean up.
She's got a couple more weeks to go with that. Happy birthday to you, Leslie.
I got a birthday wish for Nick Walker. The Walker boys were always a lot of fun. They were all pretty good cross-country runners, and they all had what we call warped senses of humor. Like, you could always
means we'd like them.
Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday, Nick. Hope you have a great day. And Clay Copeland, the retired, I guess he's been retired for about a year now, St. Francis County Road and Bridge Director.
Yeah, good guy.
Absolutely. Always enjoyed Clay. What about Saturday, July the 12th?
Saturday, Mark Wells celebrates a birthday. He is the younger brother, I believe, of Alan Wells, the 911 director in St. Francis County. Happy birthday to you, Mark, from your family. My buddy Steve Woolridge celebrates a birthday. Every year, his daughter will text me and remind me about Steve's birthday, so we don't want to forget. Steve,
yes.
Happy birthday to you. Long distance from your daughter, Randy, your son, who is a heck of a runner. By the way, he's running the Boston Marathon, in fact.
Oh, wow.
So, happy birthday to you from Colton and from Randy and from your wife, of course, and your grandbaby. Happy birthday wishes to Nathan Tripp, one of the Tripp boys. Nathan, knowing you forever, man, since we were both youngsters and had hair. Happy birthday to you, buddy.
How about Aaron Cox, radio engineer extraordinaire? Aaron always off doing big things for big companies all around, but got his start at Farmington High School in the Black Knight TV program, and doing great work. Sometimes he gets Kevin Brooks out if he needs an evaluation of something that was built before 1990. He brings out the K-Dog.
If he needs a good explanation of how to string curse words together in interesting and innovative ways, he can call Kevin, because Kevin knows how to do
that. And finally, we wrap up the week with Sunday, July 13th.
Sunday, a gal we both know and like a lot and have worked with a lot over the years, Donna Hickman. Happy birthday. I know she's with Jason Smith's office, but she's also been with the newspaper. She's also a former director of the United Way of St. Francis County. She's worn a lot of hats over the years. Chautauqua, been a big part of that. She's worn a lot of hats, and she's worn them all very well. Donna, happy birthday to you.
And happy birthday to Susan McDavid, celebrating a birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Susan. And my cousin's wife, Nina Rediker, celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, cousin Nina. Those are your birthdays for the week of July the 7th.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Subway, eat fresh. Oh, man, what a great way to get that great sandwich on the run, get the cookie, get all the deliciousness available at Subway. You go there once a week, don't you?
Absolutely. Got to see my girls. They are awesome. The guys are okay there too. But
they're
those
all right.
girls,
They're
they put a capital C in customer service, and I love the food. And let's face it, other than barbecue, nobody really wants to slave over a hot stove this time of year when it's 90 degrees with 80% humidity. Get a nice big old Subway sandwich from Subway, maybe a salad, or heck, grab one of their pizzas, and you will be so happy, and you'll be eating healthy.
I'm really feeling a Subway club right now with lettuce and cucumbers. That makes it kind of summery. And
Put a couple
mustard.
jalapenos on it. Really wake up the flavor. It's a great place to go and eat. And again, I go to the Farmington store. You will love the folks that work there.
Subway of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center, downtown Park Hills, and inside the Deloge Walmart Super Center. Subway, eat fresh, sponsoring the podcast.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Still babbling about Broadway. That's what we're talking about here now on the Parkland Podcast. And joining us from the barn again, we have Justin Radford and Danielle Yilmaz. Thanks so much. How's you guys' summer going?
Hot.
Yeah.
But so far so good.
Yeah.
And a hot new show with a summer theme. Tell us about Summer
That's
Lovin'.
right. Yeah, so we're doing another Babblin show. It's pulling a bunch of Broadway songs again and just making it a review. And we decided since it's summer, we might as well sort of theme it. So we're calling it Summer Lovin'. We've got some love songs in there, but mostly it's, just any kind of song that has something to do with summer is what we're
It's going to
going
be
for.
in Farmington?
Yeah, at Long Memorial Hall. Yeah.
And that'll be happening July 25th and 26th. Those are 7 o'clock shows at Long Hall, and then the 27th at 2 o'clock. I know this is the second time now that the production has been moved to Long Hall, very historic building in Farmington.
Yes.
What was it like that first run with your show back in April and being in that nice building there?
Well, I mean, I think being in the building and having sort of the city of Farmington support us helped out a lot. And they've actually allowed us to rehearse in there as well. So there's that. But performing in the building, it was interesting at first because we didn't really know what to expect. We had been rehearsing somewhere else, and then kind of that last week we had a few days to put it together. But it's a really cool building. I mean, it's very, very simple. I think it's a really good place and a really good space for sort of a smaller cast, and that's kind of what we have. But now I think we're pretty used to it, and we
Yeah.
kind of understand how everything works. So
Yeah, we've kind of settled into it, and I think it's interesting too, just because of the placement of it right there in downtown Farmington, where you've got these other places where you can go and eat before you come see the show. So it's kind of perfect. It's working out really great.
The concession stand I know worked out really good for my kids the last time.
yeah, that too.
So you've got like country music crowds where they get kind of rowdy and excited. Rock and roll crowds speak for themselves. What's a crowd like at Babblin about Broadway? How do they receive the music?
I think our crowds are, at least at this point, kind of used to us being silly and really leaning on the comedy. The music is fun, and you could just come and just listen to the music and be like, oh, yeah, I've heard this before, or oh, I didn't know this was from a musical. For instance, we did that chess song,
One night in
One
Bangkok.
Night
One Night in Bangkok,
yeah.
that some people were like, I didn't even know that was in a musical.
I didn't know it was about chess.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're trying to do that kind of sort of same thing,
Yeah, we're kind of already are also trying to kind of involve the audience a little bit more on this one, so we're leaning towards some of those ideas.
Yeah. So ultimately, the crowd for us is we just are hoping we get the people that just want to have fun.
Yeah.
It's a summer show, so come and laugh with us and join along and have fun.
Usually when you're in the crowd at a show like that, there's two kinds of people. There's the people that totally eat that up, that'll stand up and do whatever. And then there's an episode of The Simpsons. I don't know if you remember like where they go, I think, to like the Ice Capades or something, and they're walking around the crowd, and Marge is like, "Please don't talk to me, please don't talk," and then like it went up and talked. So there's people that are on the other end of the spectrum too, and I think it's more fun to watch those people that just have no desire whatsoever to do anything like that.
And as a performer, if you can peg those people, you're gonna go right to them. You're gonna go. I've done that before. I've done audience work out in LA, and it was a lot of fun. But as an audience member, I'm that same way. I don't necessarily want to be part of it. Like, I want to watch. So so I kind of get both sides of it, yeah.
So is there like a thing you can do to not like send off the signal so somebody like you doesn't put you on the spot?
Honestly, the best thing you can do is play along with everything.
Okay.
Because if you're really going for it, they're gonna go, they're gonna go for it. Versus the person that's kind of got their arms crossed.
Then it's a challenge.
Then it's like, I'm gonna go to them. Yeah, exactly.
It's very rewarding whenever you can.
That's
them.
true. Yeah.
So who puts together all the songs? How do you decide which songs make the cut and which songs don't?
I mean,
well, we put our heads together for this one. We actually got an earlier start on this one and kind of had everything planned out before we even held the auditions.
Yeah.
Justin and I both came up with a list of songs that had to do with the summer theme, and then
we fight and argue.
Then we fight and argue and decide
No.
what we're going to do. No, we don't do any of that. We also have to be able to get the music and things to these, so there's a lot of work and effort that goes on behind the scenes. So that's how we did it.
Yeah.
We just decided.
I think even after we get the voices, though, too, sometimes we have to make up some changes depending on, we thought we would get more, tenors so that we could do this song, but that's not going to work, so maybe we've got to switch it out. So the good news for us trying to choose these songs is that we can kind of tailor it for what we need and cut things down if we need to, or change the voicing a little bit, because this is more of a parody show than anything else. It's just us doing our renditions of what these songs would be, again, just for fun. Just come out and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get musical rights? Are you like emailing, I guess, somebody somewhere and saying, "Hey, we're doing this show. There's going to be so many people. Can we use this song?" How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, typically, if we were to do the songs the way they are intended and using their music, yes, we would have to call and make sure we have all those rights and for each individual one, which would be a nightmare. What we're using is actually karaoke tracks.
Oh, okay.
So we're not using their music, and we
have a license. Yeah, we have someone in the cast that actually has a karaoke license.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I know which one.
Yeah.
Yes, probably so.
Yep.
I think I've enjoyed her service once or twice.
Yes.
I bet.
She's really, really good. Very cool. July 25th and 26th, they're 7 o'clock shows. And then on the 27th is a 2 o'clock show. This features songs from great productions like South Pacific, Grease, Mamma Mia, and Hamilton. Mm-hmm. So we got a rapper this year?
Yeah, we do. He's fantastic, actually. We've got some kids that came in from Potosi. We have kind of a wide variety of ages this time. We have some older teens. We have some teens that just graduated. Then we have sort of a gap. We have a few younger adults, but then it kind of gets up to like the 40 range. So that's kind of fun, and it's been kind of neat working around some of that stuff. But it's a really good group of people, and I've really enjoyed working with new people, so that's nice.
And again, since we're working off the parody kind of part of it, it's like
Right.
we're not casting people exactly how they would cast in the show. Like we're not worried about ages or genders or anything like that. Just, some people may know the shows that we're spoofing, and they'll be like, oh, that person's normally, a female or whatever. But, again, we're just doing it for fun. We're doing our rendition.
Yeah.
How do your voices feel after the 2 o'clock matinee on the 27th? How do you get them to hold out?
Well, that's where I come in, actually. I make sure that I'm teaching these people correct technique in order to save their voices. I actually do that on a daily basis with all kinds of people because I teach private lessons, and I have a lot of performing students. But I have to work with them technically and say, hey, if you keep singing like that, your voice is basically going to blow out. Let's try it this way. And so I give them, tips and pointers on how to save their voices. And that's what we do.
Do they listen to you?
They actually do, yes. I don't think they have a choice.
No, and it's a great question too, because it's not just that weekend of doing 3 shows in a row. We will be doing our tech that week before, so they will be doing the show for about a week before the audience actually sees it. So
Yeah.
And everybody is local. Everybody involved in this show is St. Francis County, probably, right?
I
Pretty
think
much,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Washington County, if you count the
Maybe,
Potosi.
yeah. I'm not
Washington
really
County,
familiar with all the
Madison
counties.
County.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants to get involved, I know I asked before we started about a future show, like, yeah, we'll do one probably sometime. But like if somebody's watching this, they're like, man, I'd love to be a part of that show. What's the best way to get in touch with you guys and look for the possible new auditions coming out?
They have to visit our Facebook page called Vocal Vignettes, and we put out all the information there. We have gathered sort of an email list, but the best way to do it is through that Facebook page for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us, both of you, about your background in this, because you all have been doing this or something similar for a long time now.
Yeah. I'm actually a Mac graduate. I graduated with Rick when he was out there in 2002, then went out to LA and worked in a bunch of different theaters there, and even I was at Age of Learning Studios for a while and was producing cartoons and doing a lot of just performing arts sort of work. And then after COVID happened, it was like, okay, I need something quiet. So I came back home and met her through a kids show. Her son was in a show that I wrote and directed, and then I was like, wait, you teach music? We could do something. And that's,
So when you went out to LA, are you Farmington High School? Or?
No, West County, actually.
West County, okay. Young guy from Leadwood, population 1,200, goes to LA. How do you work up the courage to beat down the doors and say, I want to do this?
Actually, the door beats you, I think, is actually, it was a huge eye opener coming, being like doing shows here and then trying to audition for stuff out there, because I had a big head while I was doing stuff here because I thought, I'm doing all right. Yeah, exactly. And then I get out there and I'm like, there's 30 guys that look just like me and sound better than me and have been doing this longer, So it's a tough racket, but I'll tell you what, it builds you up in the sense that, like, if you want it, you're gonna have to work for it. So,
How about you?
Well, actually, I'm a Fredericktown graduate, and then after I graduated Fredericktown, I left for Kansas City, where I went to the UMKC Conservatory and majored in vocal performance, which is opera. I got both my bachelor's and my master's there. I then moved to Chicago, where I did all sorts of things like bossa nova gigs and like jazz combos. I opened up my own theater company there, and I had it was successful. I also opened up my own music school, where I would hire out people to do lessons and things like that. And then I left and went to Germany and did a couple concert series, like operatic concert series. And then I had a couple of kids. And then I moved to Turkey for about 4.5 years, where I did the same sort of thing. I directed musicals for kids in this private school, which was definitely a challenge because, of course, they don't speak English. So I had to edit and modify scripts and music in order to cater to these kids that were not English speaking. So that was fun. And then I came back, and I ended up moving actually back to Fredericktown to sort of get things together again, because after you've been gone out of the States for 4.5 years, it's a little bit hard to get set up. And then I ended up in Farmington, where I am doing these and doing private lessons, but I also am an active performing soprano. So I'm a principal soprano with the St. Louis Symphony Chorus. So I do, that's my regular gig. I have several concerts coming up where we will be in the newly renovated Powell Hall. So we've sort of been on a 2-year hiatus, and now we're going to be back at home. So that's really nice.
So if you could go back in time and see the 15, 16-year-old version of yourself and say, you might want to get ready, girl, because you're about to do a lot of things here. Would you have believed her? Turkey, Germany, Chicago?
I think I would have believed Germany and Chicago, but not so much Turkey. I didn't intend on finding a Turkish man and getting married. That's something I probably wouldn't have seen myself.
Not too many girls from Fredericktown probably do.
Right, exactly. I knew nothing about that country. I knew nothing about any of it, and so it was definitely interesting.
Now, your daughter just graduated Farmington,
Yes.
and very, very successful vocally and on the stage. And if I'm remembering right, wasn't she on a reality show in Turkey?
She was on The Voice Turkey, and it was called The Voice Kids, but it was exactly like the show here.
Yeah.
And she made it all the way to the semifinals, and it was quite the experience going into Istanbul to like TV8 and recording all of these things. It was a whole new different ball game, but it was so much fun.
I saw a movie about bringing the voice to a third world country and how they had to, the girls had to dress a certain way to be on the show. Did she have to do that too, or?
No, she didn't have to do that. Actually, Turkey is sort of, it's a country where you can still kind of do whatever you want. You can dress however you want. It really depends on the region, but this show is in Istanbul, where you can dress or act or do anything really that you want. It's not much different from here in that regard.
And she made it all the way to the semifinals. So, like, how many weeks was she on the show?
Oh, I think it was probably like maybe a month or two run. And each time you passed up to the next level, then we'd have to like make arrangements to go there again and all that stuff. So I think maybe in the end it ended up being around 2 months. I'm not really sure. Something like that.
Huh.
So she's actually in our show this time around, and she's going to head to Roosevelt in Chicago for a BFA in musical theater.
And she's still young.
Yeah, she is.
My goodness.
So there you go. Very, very cool. So you get to see Sophie perform in this. Any other first-time performers in this show this time around?
Yeah, we actually do.
I think
we
so,
have at least 3 or 4. I think we have Cameron and a few others that haven't been in it before.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. And I like it because, it's sometimes it's hard to pull in people that for something so different. And I think it's really interesting to see the people who do have an interest in this kind of thing, and they're still young and maybe in college, and you would think they'd want to be out partying and doing all kinds of summer fun things, but they're actually, putting a lot of effort into this show. I mean, we rehearse every single weeknight, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
What's Tanya Thomas going to sing?
She's your partner.
She's singing,
Right.
well, Summer Nights.
Yeah.
She and I are singing that, and then she's also doing
She's in A Summer in Ohio.
Summer in Ohio.
Yeah, Summer in Ohio.
And the Donna Summer song, too.
Yeah, she's in Hot Stuff.
Hot
Yes. Well, you can see there we have quite a combination.
I like it. I like it.
And she's leading the league in costume changes
yeah.
in both these
So
shows.
far.
combined. So
So
She's
far.
got a big lead.
She is the reason we had to tell the cast, now you don't have to change your costume every time you do a new song.
She's gonna love listening to this podcast.
I told her she could. It's fine, it's fine if you want to, but I'm just
Yeah,
wanting everybody
yeah,
else
well,
to know
sure.
it's not a requirement.
Yeah. Tanya's been awesome throughout this process.
she's
She
been
really
helping us.
has been helping us sort of promote the show and
Yeah.
promote our company. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been
Very good. So check it out, Summer Lovin', a musical review happening at Long Memorial Hall, July 25th and 26th, 7 o'clock show, July 27th at 2 o'clock. Oh, tickets, how much are they and where can we get them?
Okay, tickets are $12 a piece. We will be selling them at the door. It's a cash only. And then we do have members of the cast that will be selling tickets. So if you do know somebody that's in it and you want to purchase a ticket, go ahead and tell them to get it for you, and they will get the tickets to you. That's kind of how we're doing it this time. Am I missing something?
No, we're just trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Try to
Keep
just,
it easy.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. And the Facebook page again?
Yeah, that's something that they want to follow for sure.
Yeah. Vocal vignettes.
Yes.
Vocal
Vocal
vignettes. So
vignettes.
check that out. And then again, Babblin' About Broadway, Summer Lovin'. 2 evening shows, July 25th and 26th at 7 o'clock. And then July 27th at 2 o'clock. See music from great musicals like South Pacific, Grease, Mamma Mia, Hamilton, and more. Thanks for coming on again, guys.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Next time we'll get more deeply into the wardrobe changes and things like that.
Okay, great.
And life in Turkey.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we could do a
that
whole
that
show
could be
on
its
that
own
one.
podcast among itself, from Fredericktown to Istanbul. Very good. All right, Babblin' About Broadway's Summer Lovin' coming soon. Joining us here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk pharmacy. Parkland Pharmacy. They are at parklandrx.com. Small town pharmacy at their finest. They are so organized. They have so many great services. They're more than just a place to get your prescriptions, Mark Toady.
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to Julie Berghaus. She called me the other day and she goes, "What's that stuff that you like so much?" I said, "The Emergency." And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm going to order some of that. You want me to get you some?" I said, "Absolutely." And she didn't have to do that, but that's the kind of great one-on-one customer service that they offer. They get to know their customers, what they like and who they are, and they will go the extra mile for them. So I love everything about that pharmacy, and that is why they are my hometown pharmacy.
Got to use 2 fingers if you want to scroll up or down.
I'm looking at their Facebook page while you were doing that.
ParklandRx.com is the website. Their delivery is fantastic, and all the special services they offer as well is really what makes them second to none. Check out Parkland Pharmacy today, the official pharmacy of the Parkland Podcast.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. Heimberger Construction has done some amazing work in not just the Parkland, but the region.
Yeah, they're all over the Midwest. They do high-quality work using the best materials. And best of all, you've got Jennifer Heimberger, who kind of headlines things and gears everything up. She'll sit with you. She'll find out what your plans are, what your wants are, what you're building toward, and she will get you the right products, the right building. So if you're adding on, if you're making a new addition, Heimberger Construction, they're the folks you want to see.
And they sell Butler buildings because they are the best metal building system on the market and the only building that has the pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. HeimbergerConstruction.com has all the examples locally of the great work that they have done, and the list just keeps growing and growing. If you need construction work done, you need to contact Heimberger Construction today since 1978. Again, learn more at HeimbergerConstruction.com. Back at the Parkland Podcast, let's talk coffee now. The Big Door Coffee House on Lincoln Street in Deloge. We have Jason Welker joining us here at the barn. He wore the shirt and everything. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. This is fun.
So it was about a year ago that Jason and I went to a Deloge Chamber of Commerce event, and it was a Meet the Candidates forum, and we did all kinds of interviews with all kinds of candidates, and you all were nice enough to supply the coffee, and that was my first experience with the Big Door Coffee House, and I got to tell you, I've been a fan ever since.
Well, I appreciate it, and as I already showed you, but I'll tell everybody here on the camera that hope you guys enjoyed that blueberry lemon pound cake that I gave you guys. Yes, there it is right there. So there's just we're one of the many things we have to offer over there at the coffee house.
Now, you know I like it because I've ordered about a dozen.
That's true.
Of them.
That's why I brought it. Yeah.
Over the last couple
I wanted to
of
make
months.
Jason a believer in it as well. So.
And it's not just coffee. You have some great chocolatey drinks and some smoothie type drinks. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got coffee, hot and cold, however you want it, we can make it. We've got refreshers, which are made from, it's an energy drink that's plant-based, so it's actually made from the coffee plant. So it's a lot more naturally derived than a lot of other energy drinks that are bottled and that sort of thing. And there's also good vitamins and stuff in it too. So
my question would be is why? Because you were doing quite well for yourself as a youth pastor,
yes,
I believe.
Yes, sir.
At a church in Farmington. Your wife is an author and a motivational speaker. You didn't need to say, let's throw all that aside and open up a coffee house
Right.
12 miles up the road from where we live.
That's right.
Why?
Well, I guess the real, if I had to answer in one word, it would be people. And it's because we love people. You know, one thing that's great about a coffee house is you meet all kinds of different people. You know, being a youth pastor like I was at a church for 15 years, you definitely get to know church people, which is a great thing. And church people are good. And there's a few times when church people are bad too, but mostly they're good. But I found a lot of times I would kind of just be in my office planning the next event or planning the next sermon, and I just felt called to do something where I was around people, to be more interacting and people on a day-to-day basis. And so that's why we felt the call to open this coffee house, just as a way to kind of show love to people.
You're very, know a lot of people in Farmington. Were you well connected in Deloge, or have you worked this from the ground up?
Well, I tell you what, it's been really interesting. Like I was a youth pastor in Farmington, and I didn't know tons of people in Deloge, and now I'm starting to know a lot of them, and I love them, you know, just as much as I love my Farmington people too. But really, the thing about it is, it wasn't so much for us. It wasn't so much, hey, we're going to open a coffee house now. Where are we going to do it? For us, it was kind of like we had some friends who had this space that was in Deloge and said, hey, we feel led to ask you if you would open up a coffee house in this space. And so for us, whenever we said yes to the coffee house, it's kind of like we were all automatically saying yes to Deloge. And so that's why we did it.
So what's the response been like? You opened up in November of this past year. What's been the response?
The response has been really good. I think, you know, most of our regulars are Delogians, that we've got a good group of guys and ladies that, you know, from about 7 to about 9 a.m. every morning, we pretty much see the same people almost every day. And so we're so happy and we're so excited to be able to show love to them, you know, one cup of coffee at a time, but to also just get to know them and be a part of the community. And we've got people who live a block away and come a block. We've also got people who live, you know, 30 minutes away and drive 30 minutes to come to the coffee house too. So we're just excited to serve anybody who walks through the door.
And it is a ministry.
Absolutely, yeah. We formulated it, you know, since my past is church work. We wanted to formulate it as a nonprofit because that's kind of what we're used to doing. You know what I mean? So we structured it as a nonprofit, so that way we could not be so much concerned about the money that is brought in, but instead be more concerned about the people that we're meeting. And the coffee sales and the money goes from that just goes to support and keep the doors open. But we're not overly concerned with like, hey, we've got a X amount of profits per day, you know, that kind of thing. And that's something we kind of love too, is because as a coffee house, we of course need to have enough business, like I said, to keep the doors open, but we don't want to be so busy that we worry about the money over the people. You know, we want to be able to have times where we can get to know people, and you know, where we have one person that comes in sometimes, like on some days during the week, sometimes it'll over an hour, we may just see one or two people. And of course, if it was like that all the time, it would be that, and we wouldn't be able to keep the doors open. But we kind of like that, you know, at some occasions, because it allows us to spend time with people and really get into some deep conversation and have a nice chat without having to be like, well, hey, stay right here, I'll be back, I go serve coffee. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a good trade-off.
So you wasted no time in getting involved in the community. I know currently you're supporting the United Way of St. Francis County.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a drink. We call it the Better Together, which is our homemade caramel syrup, which, by the way, all of our coffee syrups are homemade. But that's our most popular. It's our signature drink. And all of the sales from that, a percentage of all the sales for that will go to different charities. So we were part of it. Last quarter was going to North County School District to pay for their negative school lunch balance for their lunch program.
Yeah.
This quarter is going to United Way, and those funds are in turn going to CASA of the Parkland as well through United Way. And so we're excited to partner with all those organizations, all great organizations.
And you have something else coming up toward the end of the month, July 26th. And that's the real reason why we brought you here today.
Yeah, so we've got a service day. One of the things that we wanted to do is we just kind of wanted to establish ourselves in the community as not just a coffee shop. We have a place where, yes, the coffee house is where the majority of the funds to keep the organization going and the ministry going. But really, we wanted to kind of set ourselves apart. Like, we're not just a coffee house, we're something that wants to give back. And so what we're doing is we're encouraging our customers, and we're encouraging even, people that come through our community groups. On Tuesday evenings, we have community groups. We're encouraging all these people to use us as a vehicle to help get involved in the community. Because not only do we at the coffee house want to show love to people, we want to be a place where we can cultivate love from one person to another. So we've done that through our coffee, our pay it forward cards. If you guys may have seen those, we have our you can pay it forward to somebody else, because we found that our community, Deloge community, is very generous. They're just not always sure how to show generosity to others. So we're a place where we can do that. So in that kind of vein, we're having this service day. And on the service day on July 26th, basically we are going to be going to different homes of people in Deloge and the surrounding communities, and doing some just projects, outdoor projects mostly, that can be accomplished in a day. So we're doing a lot of gutter cleaning. We're doing some lawn mowing. We're doing some tree trimming and brush, haul off, that kind of stuff. Maybe even some outdoor painting and that kind of thing. So that's all kind of on July 26th. And so right now we're actually, we've got about 25 volunteers signed up already, but we're hoping to have about 50 volunteers that day. We've got about 4 or 5 homes enlisted that we're going to be working on, but I'd love to do more. So if you want to help out, or if you have a need that we can help you with, please reach out to us and let us know. And we've got our Facebook page where they can do that. There's a link on our Facebook page, Big Door Coffee House. We also have, if you come into the coffee house, we also have a QR code to where you can sign up for those things as well. So we just want to get the word out that we want you to help, and then we also want to know who needs help as well.
So on the 26th, and by the way, I just finished the...
let's get a review from the Galloping Gourmet here.
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for covering the interview. Amazing. The lemon glaze
it's pretty good, huh?
It's like a perfect, subtle, but very, very good. That was my favorite part. But oh my gosh, the blueberries too, very fresh.
Oh yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Tell us about the bakery you use.
Yeah, so we use a bakery in DeSoto called Just Be Kind Cafe, and they were actually just voted the #1 bakery in Jefferson County.
Oh wow.
So now you can see why.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Getting back to the event on the 26th. So people, they just need to contact you ahead of time, say, hey, we're going to be there, and then they show up about 8 o'clock that morning?
It's going to start, we'll just have the coffee house open for those who are helping. We'll have it open on the 26th from about 7 to 8 or so, but we're asking people to get there, as early as 7, but at least by 7:30, because at 7:30 we're going to start putting all the teams together and making introductions as needed. And then by 8 o'clock we'll actually be out serving the community. And so because we'll all be busy serving that day, we're actually going to close down the coffee house for the whole day. And then we've actually received some grant money through Thrivent, and so they're going to help us out, and with that money we're going to buy some tools as needed, but also we're going to purchase a lunch for everybody that's coming as well. And so we'll come back to the coffee house for lunch that day and all have a meal together, and then in the afternoon we'll go back out and finish projects as needed, and then we'll actually kind of have a celebration service at the coffee house that evening. I believe it's at 6:30 that evening, to where we kind of all come back, and there'll be a time where we can all debrief and say, hey, here's our experience that day, here's some of the great things that happen. And then we'll also have some worship music too, and I'll get up and say a few words as well. So.
And you can plan out then the second annual community service day for 2026.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, but we're excited. We just, like I said, we want to love on the community, but we want to help other people in the community to love on others as well.
Big Door Coffee House, located on Lincoln Street in Deloge, right on the railroad tracks.
That's right.
The building has had many purposes over the years, and I guess when you guys first started opening, the residents of Deloge kind of gave you a first-hand history of it, right?
Yes. We've had a lot of people come by. One lady came by and said, hey, my grandpa built this place. And I wish I had taken better notes, because I can't remember exactly what she said. I think it was on our grand opening, so it's like we had lots of people we were serving. So Some of it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But But I believe she said it was built in 1904. They started building in 1904, and it was built to be an opera house. And I think by 1908 it was completed, but it never actually was an opera house. I guess they found out that Deloge wasn't ready for that yet or something, but it became a feed store is what I'm told. And It's been various storefronts throughout the years. I think it was a hardware at some point. Somebody I think said it was maybe a baseball card store or something. I can't remember, but it's been a lot of things through the 100 years. But that's the one thing I love about it. It is such an old and unique building, and our building owners did a great job fixing it up. And one of the great things about it is when you walk in, it doesn't feel like a place of business as much as it does. It feels kind of like a home. There's couches in there. And as I tell people all the time, I'd love to be able to say, hey, take off your shoes and kick off your shoes and relax. But, I'm not sure if the health department wouldn't like that as much. So I can't say that. But it does feel like a home. And so that's what we call a coffee house and not a coffee shop, because we want people to come in and feel like it's a second home. We want them to feel like this is a safe place to land, and we have multiple people, especially during the summer. We've got a group of middle school boys that just come in a couple times a day just to get water, and I tell them that all the time.
I love the water, by the way.
It's good water. It's filtered water. Shout out to Cole again. They did a good job. Reverse osmosis. But it's just a safe place, and I tell people, hey, think of it as a community center that also serves coffee. This is a place for the community where the community can have meetings, where they can do group activities and events together, and then we're there to sell coffee, if they want it, But if they don't want to buy anything, then that's totally okay too. Just come and hang out with us.
I won't ask you to name all your employees. I won't put you on the spot, but you have one gal that works for you that just got back from a pretty awesome mission trip.
Yeah, she went to Africa. Absolutely. In fact, she's going to be talking about that there's a women's community group on Tuesday night, and she's going to be sharing some of her stories from that. That'll be from 7 to 8:30 on Tuesday evening at the coffee house.
Very cool.
What is it? Whatever this Tuesday is. Is it the 8th? Is that this Tuesday?
Close
I think
enough.
so. Yeah, close enough. Yeah.
And does Shelby Williams work with you?
She volunteers for us
Volunteers?
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not officially on staff, but she
Okay.
does volunteer for us a few times. Yeah.
I know she's one of my favorite students, and she
She's
always speaks
awesome.
very highly of you guys. And
Yeah, well, we were a youth pastor back in the day. She came to our youth group, and we've got a lot of kids that are in her age group. One of them works for us, but Shelby right now is just volunteer. And we'd love to hire her someday, and maybe we will.
Yeah,
but
maybe
for right
so.
now, she's just volunteer. Yeah.
Big Door Coffee House, located on Lincoln Street in Deloge. Hours, I guess you're open typically every day but Sunday, right?
Right. We're open 7 to 4 Monday through Saturday. The only difference is on Tuesdays we're open till 8 because that's when we have our community group. So if you want a late place to come hang out, come on Tuesdays. And then the first Friday of every month, except for this Friday because it's 4th of July, but the first Friday of every month we also have music night as well. So we're open till about 7:30 or 8 on the first Friday of every month too. And we also do happy hour on drinks on those nights too, so you get 20% off shaken drinks or Lotus drinks that night.
And give us the specifics once again on the community service day.
July 26th. If you want to come and if you need some help, please message us on the Facebook group or message us on Facebook or come to the coffee house or stop by the coffee house. And if you need help, if you want to help, if you want to volunteer, there's a link that is also on our Facebook page, or you can come by the coffee house and there's a QR code you can scan as well.
Fantastic. Jason Welker, Big Door Coffee House, Lincoln Street. And again, don't forget about that Community Service Day, July 26th. Again, Facebook, best way to find out more info?
That's right. Facebook is great. Yeah, we've also got a website too, bigdoorcoffeehouse.org. That's more general information, not so much event-specific though. So if you want event-specific things, go to the Facebook as well. Yeah.
And just go by and check it out. Great building, cool location, and again, always helping out a great cause. Jason, thanks so much for coming in, and thank you so much for bringing these.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
What were these called again?
That's the blueberry lemon pound cake.
Blueberry lemon pound cake.
No truth to the rumor. They're going to name it the Toady Pound Cake.
The Toady Pound Cake. That's right. Hey, there we go. That may be. We may be onto something there.
There we go.
The Toady Cake. All right.
Toady Cake.
Yeah.
Available only at the Big Door Coffee House. Jason Welker, our guest here now on the Parkland Podcast. Subway, eat fresh. Oh, man, what a great way to get that great sandwich on the run, get the cookie, get all the deliciousness available at Subway. You go there once a week, don't you?
Absolutely. Got to see my girls. They are awesome. The guys are okay there too. But
they're
those
all right.
girls,
They're
they put a capital C in customer service, and I love the food. And let's face it, other than barbecue, nobody really wants to slave over a hot stove this time of year when it's 90 degrees with 80% humidity. Get a nice big old Subway sandwich from Subway, maybe a salad, or heck, grab one of their pizzas, and you will be so happy, and you'll be eating healthy.
I'm really feeling a Subway club right now with lettuce and cucumbers. That makes it kind of summery. And
Put a
some
couple
mustard.
jalapenos on
Yeah,
it. Really
yeah.
wake up the flavor. It's a great place to go and eat. And again, I go to the Farmington store. You will love the folks that work there.
Subway of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center, downtown Park Hills, and inside the Deloge Walmart Super Center. Subway, eat fresh, sponsoring the podcast. Hey, want to welcome back, sponsoring the Parkland Podcast again this summer, the Farmington Water Park. They were one of our very first sponsors a year ago, and they're back again, but it's the same old family fun that you have enjoyed for many, many years in Farmington.
And it really is family fun. Whether you just want to take a quick leisurely trip down the lazy river, unless you want to stand underneath the big bucket and get doused when it tips over on you, or maybe take a few laps in the little lap pool that they have there, or just lounge on the side of the pool and watch the kiddos have fun and frolic in the water. It is an awesome, amazing place to be.
And kids 2 and under are free. 3 to 11 are $7.50, and $8.50 again is still the rate for ages of, let's see, it says 12 to 61. Mark, you can get that senior discount where you get $1 off your admittance into the ballpark.
Yeah, and don't forget about the splash pad either. That's there
free
as well. That is free.
Yeah.
Your kids will absolutely love it.
Always a good time, open 7 days a week.
And don't forget to call the Civic Center or City Hall and find out about renting out the water park for an after-hours party, too.
Man, having the water park all to yourself, unbelievable. Oh, too, don't forget about those special twilight rates.
Yep.
After 4 o'clock each day, they drop $1 off the admission in every group. So check it out, 756-0900. Follow them on Facebook just so you know for sure the water park is open on the days you're planning to go. But check it out, Farmington Water Park and the River's Edge Splash Pad, proud sponsors of the Parkland Podcast. Let's do the music segment now. We talk about cool tunes we like and have a fun music prompt and test your brain to see what you remember about music. And we do this every week to wrap up the Parkland Podcast. Do you have a song of the week for us this week?
I do. Mine is from Jethro Tull. It's a song called Teacher. When people think Jethro Tull, they think of
Thick as a Brick.
Thick as a Brick, Aqualung,
Locomotive
Breath. Teacher's not always high on
Yeah.
the list, but it is a great tune. It was actually released as a B-side to a song called The Witch's Promise. And I can tell you right here now, as a guy who's listened to a lot of Jethro Tull, I don't remember The Witch's Promise at all, but I love The Teacher. So that's my song of the week.
I'm going to go with the band Queen, and I didn't realize this was their debut single until I just read this. Keep Yourself Alive. What a great tune by the band, and it was kind of a failure, but rock radio over the years has put this song back on the map, so to speak, but very early, in fact, the earliest tune from Queen with the B-side of Son and Daughter.
Well, to be honest with you, as a guy who was alive when that song came out, that was the first song I remember hearing from Queen. And as God is my witness, the first 4, 5, 6, 7 times I heard that song, I thought they were saying Jesus never lied.
Oh,
Jesus never lied. Jesus never lied.
There you go. That's like the Mississippi Squirrel Revival.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's another
Something
song,
like
too.
that, yes.
All right, so what's our prompt this week? We got a musical prompt. And I'll be honest, I have not done any cheating. I have not Googled anything. This will all be off the top of my head.
So were all mine. Songs that have the word night, like
Okay.
day and night, in the title. And I came up with All Day and All of the Night from the Kinks.
Yes.
Nights in White Satin from Moody Blues.
Okay.
I went a little country with A Night to Remember from Joe Diffie. And then Eli Young Band with Drunk Last Night. And to wrap it up, Scorpions. Love the song. Big City Nights.
Big city nights. That's a good one. I was thinking of that song. Oh, what a night! Is that the name
Late
of it?
September back in
63. They should play that after every Farmington Knights victory, like on the loudspeaker.
Some years they would play it a lot more than others.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. And I'm blanking out. I know there's like a million of them. Heartache Tonight by the Eagles. That's a
Very
good
good.
song.
Very good.
But yeah, my brain is like
Nighttime
dying.
Magic Woman.
Nighttime Magic Woman. Who sang that one?
Trying to remember. I just know the song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember
I
that
want
one.
to say Larry Gatlin, but I could be wrong.
Oh, boy. You sure it wasn't the Gatlin brothers?
Well, you
Larry
know.
Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers. Golly, I'm trying to think. I just got that stupid Summer Nights song. So about Summer Nights, Glenn Campbell.
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
Nighttime Magic. Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin
Hey,
brothers.
good job, man.
Pulled that one out of the old
Yeah.
rumpus.
All right, I'm going to Google it because I know we're missing some good ones here. And this stupid laptop goes to MSNBC instead of Google. I don't know why. Okay, songs with the word night in the title. All right, Night Moves by Bob Seger. I knew
yeah.
it. That was a good one. Here's let's see, classic.com.
A
has
Hard
the-
Day's Night from the Beatles.
Oh my gosh, Shook Me All Night Long.
AC/DC. Love that song.
AC/DC is always a good one. How about Last Friday Night by that one girl?
Yeah, her.
Night Shift. Working on the night shift. Let's see. What else do we have? Middle of the Night. That's an okay song.
I think we covered the big ones.
All Night Long by Lionel Richie. Hell Night by who is that? Does it say Pooh Shelby? I don't know who that is. There you go. All right. Okay, we didn't miss. Oh, Louisiana Saturday Night.
Mel McDaniel.
Mel McDaniel. That was.
Get down your fiddle. Get down the bow.
What has
Get
he
down
got?
your possum. And
He's
crawl along the floor.
got a belly full of beer and a possum in a sack. I think that's how
Yes,
that
he
song
did.
goes. So there you go. All right, that's our musical segment, and that'll wrap up this week's edition of the Parkland Podcast. Thanks to our guests, Justin Radford and Danielle Yilmaz, babbling about Broadway, Summer Lovin. There's probably like a night song in that performance, maybe, of some sort. And Jason with the Big Door Coffee House
Yes,
joining
Jason
us.
Welker.
Appreciate Jason Welker. And then again, next week we'll have a couple of cast members from High School Musical, the musical.
And who knows who else.
Yeah, maybe Donna Hickman will finally join us on the show. I guess we have to ask first.
That would help, yeah.
That would. Anyways, hope you had a great 4th of July, and we'll see you next week on the Parkland Podcast.
Hi, people. Yeah, no, you're good.